Hi there, my name's Barney and I'm one of the founders of Ava Experience. Today I'm going to be talking about our ultimate time traveling virtual game show. It's one of our most popular virtual game experiences and it's a perfect activity for team socials, company celebrations, or any event where you want to build connections between people and have some competitive fun. Let's cover some key details. First, you can have groups of 5 to over 1,000 people. It runs for 60 minutes as standard, but we can always customize your experience. We usually host on Zoom, but we can also run experiences on Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, WebEx, you name it. It's a team-based game, but we can also play head-to-head if you prefer. This game has been developed for national and international audiences, meaning it's fully inclusive if you've got guests from all over the world. The game show can be hosted for a fully remote audience, or hybrid if you have in-person attendees. Finally, we have our classic game show, which we'll be showing you today, but we also have themed versions for the holiday season, Halloween, Pride, Women's History, and many more. Now buckle up, as it's time to jump into our time-traveling game show. Your event begins with a warm welcome and intro from your game show host. Alongside the host, your event will be carefully managed by one or more of our event technicians. They're around to run the technical side of your event. This means, with everything handled by Ava, you can sit back and enjoy the event as soon as it starts. We'll start by providing an overview of the event. For those playing the team format, we'll then split you into teams of 3 to 8 people, depending on the size of your group. At this point, we'll also set everyone up on our answer portal, which is how you'll answer questions and challenges during the event. No downloads or emails are required, and you can simply scan the QR code or follow the URL on the browser to get set up. Once that's done, it's time to travel to our first decade end game show. Think peace, love, and rock and roll. Let's travel to the 1960s. Welcome to the 1960s, and we've landed in a 1960s supermarket, which is the home of our first game show, Supermarket Sweats. This game show runs over 2 different rounds. For our first price guessing round, we'll provide a list of everyday objects. You need to try and guess the price of each of them. But as we're in the 1960s, we'll ask you to guess the price from that time. For each of the rounds, if you're playing team format, we'll set the questions and challenges for placing you into your breakout rooms to discuss and answer as a team. If you're playing head-to-head, you'll all stay in the main room to answer the questions directly. You'll then play your second Supermarket Sweat round. In this next round, you'll be provided with a new list of household or office items. You'll then need to collect these items either in your home or in the office. The team or people that do this first get the points. After we wrap up the second round, it's time to travel to our next decade. We're heading to the 1970s. Here we are in a 1970s family living room, where we'll play The Feud, one of the most popular game show formats in the world. When the game starts, we'll read out a series of survey questions. You'll then need to select what you think the most popular answers are our survey audience gave. At the end of our second game show, we'll do a quick scoreboard check before moving on to our third game show. Let's travel to the 1980s. Welcome to 1980s New York and the home of our next game show, Jeopardy! Jeopardy works as follows. You'll be presented with clues in the form of answers. You've then got to phrase your responses in the form of questions. Once we've run through the answers, we'll then travel to our final decade. It's time to head to the 1990s. Here we are in the 1990s for our final game show. For our final game, we'll be playing Who'd Like to Be a Billionaire? And this game show can change everything. Our version of the game works as follows. We'll ask 7 questions of increasing difficulty. Once you've answered these questions, we'll run through the answers, and then for the final time, we'll time travel back to the present day to announce the scoreboard. We'll then run through the scores and congratulate the winners. Our time-traveling virtual game show is a fantastic experience. But don't just take our word for it. We've received incredible reviews, showing why we're a trusted partner for thousands of companies around the world. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on your next Ava experience.